Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Jamie, aka Rick here, bringing you part 30 of my GTA4 Let's Play. In this episode, I do a lot more missions for Ray, so they're quite good missions, so I've enjoyed them so far. And this one, we are sent to pick up some diamonds. I sent to go meet some people. They have like a garbage truck, basically, and the diamonds are in bin bags. So we're going around picking them up and putting them in the back of the garbage truck. So it's meant to obviously look more, look less obvious what we're doing. Really, it's kind of the idea behind it. It doesn't really work out because we end up getting chased down by some people, but we get away, so that's all good. And then the mission after that, Luca hasn't coughed up the diamonds, so I have to chase him down basically. Not meant to kill him to start with, but they escape into the park, and I end up having to kill them because they get hostile and start shooting me. So I take them all out, and then I get the diamonds back obviously, and I go meet back up with Ray again. He's like at the top of the bridge in the park, so just drive up there. So I take my car down through the park, which is it's quite normal thing to do. Go driving in the park, do it often. And after that, go back to Ray again. So like third mission in this video for Ray, and we've got the diamonds back obviously, and he's arranged a sale with can't remember what the guy's name is, but yeah, we've arranged a sale, so that's a good thing. I'll go there, meet Johnny from the Lost. So he's obviously there with me to look over the deal. So he's getting half the money and I'm getting the other half, or Ray's getting the other half, sorry. So at the end of the video, pretty much just met up with Johnny, and we go into the museum. So the rest of that mission will be in the next video, and it does contain quite a lot of shooting, so look forward to that when it comes. As you can tell, this video is actually late. It's out on Thursday instead of the normal Wednesday. That is because I updated GTA4 because it came up, there was an update, and it seems it had been running quite badly. It crashed quite a few times and everything. I thought, why not, I'll update it. So I updated it and loaded it back up, and it had not remembered my save game. So when it had updated it and cleared all the old files, it deleted that, so I had to start right from the start again. As you can tell by the amount of videos I've done, I was quite a long way into it. It took me about 8 hours or something of playing it non-stop. Literally played for 8 hours straight. So yeah, I wasn't too happy about that obviously. Seems like I had to start right from the start again. But I didn't have to watch any of the cutscenes, so I got through it pretty quick. I sped through it obviously in 8 hours, as I said, but this one I'd probably played over 10 hours or something overall. And I've got into some good habits though from doing it a lot quicker. I'm using more taxis between missions, which obviously cuts down the time where you're watching me drive a car to somewhere. I'm trying to use taxis in missions as well now, which is working out quite well actually, to be honest. Because obviously if you got to drive somewhere to pick up something, then hop in a taxi, it's a lot quicker. So yeah, that hopefully will bring you more actual mission content than me driving about. And also I put subtitles on now, which I don't know why I hadn't done before. I've done it with Portal and all that, but I'm not sure if it's in this one or not, this trash one that's happening right now. But later on, definitely in the next video, there will be missions with subtitles, so you'll be able to read the what they're saying basically. I don't know why I haven't done that before. A bit of a weird decision, but yeah. So and I've turned the music off as well, which is really annoying me in the last video. So yeah, that's a little update. So yeah, sorry for the lateness, but hopefully we'll be back on schedule as of tomorrow. And yeah, so that's good. Right, but that's a little rant out of the way. In this episode I will be talking about retro games. So as a lot of gamers, I'm sure you haven't just started gaming, you're probably gaming when you were a bit younger. If you're playing seriously now or whatever, or play a lot now, not so necessarily seriously, but play a lot of games now, then most likely you will have had some gaming in your childhood. So, I think if you play games when you're younger, you're more susceptible to become like a geek or whatever, a geek, a nerd, whatever they're called these days. Someone who likes to play a lot of games, because I think what happens in your childhood kind of stays with you like through your life, really. So I played not loads of games, but I played my fair share of games. My parents had a Sega, and they used to play Streets of Rage all the time, which my mum and dad used to complete that game quite often. Actually, they were really good at it. So when I obviously got a bit older and I could actually play games, I started playing that. It was probably the first game I played, to be honest. Streets of Rage 1 or 2, I can't remember. So I played the hell out of both of them. The first one was like Adam, Axel and Blaze, I think it was, and the second one was like Axel, Max and Skate. So it's quite good. I mean, they were basically just side-scrolling beat 'em ups, so it's quite simple. They're not like hugely complicated. It's just like 2 buttons, I think, to attack, and then 1 to do a special attack, which takes a bit of your health away in number 2. Can't remember if it does in number 1 or not, but I haven't played number 1 in ages. I've recently played like number 2 on Xbox Live Arcade. So it was only like 400 points, I think it was. So it's probably the best 400 points you'll spend on the marketplace, to be honest. But yeah, so it's a really simple game. You just side scroll. You can obviously do grabs and throws and stuff, but it is really hard. That's one thing that I'll say about it. Like, you got some side scrolling beat 'em ups today that are quite easy. The bosses are pretty simple. Where in this one, there's not really an easy way to do any of the bosses. I mean, like Jet, I think in stage 2, is that a flying one, and you can only hit her really when she strikes down towards you. But if you time it wrong, then she hits you. So that's the only time you can hit her. So it's a lot of good timings basically to actually defeat the bosses. Like what other one? The one on the boat, the boxer, is insanely difficult. If you get too close, he does this combo which takes like a quarter of your health off. But if you kick, he just strikes up in the air. So it's kind of really difficult to get that medium. I kind of use Max for this because he's got quite a long reach, which is good. So yeah, you just try not to get too close to him, because if you do, he will absolutely ruin you, to be honest. But that's not a bad thing. Games these days are a bit easier, so it was nice to play that and have a little bit of a challenge again. Because the Sega, which is what all of these games are from, because that was the first console I had. But yeah, the Sega was insanely difficult. All the games on it were ridiculously hard. I think, to be honest, Streets of Rage 1 and 2 were the only games that I actually completed on the Sega, as far as I can remember. Not many games I completed on that, because they were ridiculously difficult. Like, what else I got? Outrun, that was like the first real racer that I played. You've got a timer, and you've got to get as far as you can away. I can't remember where you're escaping from or why, but it was a good game. Just like, driving down the roads, you got the slight turns and everything. Nothing like insanely difficult. You had to brake occasionally, but it was a race against the clock, so you had to try and go as fast as you could, obviously. Try and brake as little as you can. And then there was traffic to dodge as well. At the time, the graphics in that were amazing, because the cars actually appeared smaller in the distance, and as you got closer to them, they actually got bigger and bigger, which I think was the first time that had actually happened in a game, or it was one of the first anyway. It's quite a new bit of technology at the time, which nowadays obviously you think, how can that how can that be like that? But you just come to expect it with games nowadays, because obviously graphics have improved so much, and experience, people know what looks good, know how to make it look like that as well. So things have changed quite a lot in the years I've been growing up through games. So what else have I got? James Pond, another one, which was a platform, I'd say. Basically, you play, well, a little fish, I think, like an agent fish, basically. So like James Bond, which is why it's called James Bond. But yeah, James Bond crossed with a fish. That's kind of what they were going for in the title of it and the actual game. So, but I think you like fight teddy bears or something, and at one point like cakes. It's so random, like what you actually fight against, and toy cars as well, I think's one. But yeah, it was a fantastic game from what I remember of it. I mean, it was really difficult again. Was not easy at all. I didn't complete it ever, I don't think. I might have done, but with the cheat. At the start of the first level there was like this little cheat thing. If you jumped up on this certain roof, there'd be like 5 items, and I can't remember what they were, but they obviously spelled out cheat. I think the first one was cake. There was definitely an apple there somewhere, so you know. But yeah, you had to spell out cheat, so you got the cake first and then whatever next, you know. And then I think you got like invincibility with that, basically. So I think that's the only way I actually completed the game. I don't think I done it legitimately, because it was insanely difficult. You didn't have that many lives, and there was so much stuff out to get you that it was hard to actually get through the game without dying. So yeah, personally I'd never completed that game, but I don't think anyone did in my house, you know. We weren't like the best gamers obviously at that time, because we were young and my parents didn't really play it that much. They played Streets of Rage obviously, but a lot of the games we had for it were bought by us or for us, you know, so they weren't games that interested my parents that much. But yeah, Streets of Rage was always a highlight. And when we got the Sega out, you know, it was like, yeah, let's play Streets of Rage. And you know, we completed that obviously quite a few times, as I said. And yeah, it's good to have a game that you can play as a family as well. So I know a lot of, like, my parents now don't really play games, but when we got the Wii, there's some games that they would actually play. So yeah, you make the most of that. When your parents do actually like a game, you definitely get involved with it. I can't remember, me and my dad play quite a lot of Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. We've got quite a few world records on that, which is good, you know. It's good fun, that game, and it's a good bit of exercise as well. So I don't do the most exercise, I will admit that, but you know, it's a good game. You can't really complain about it at all. But yeah, that brings me to Sonic 1 and 2. Yeah, Sonic 1 and 2, another 2 Sega games, which you know, again, insanely difficult. And I'm not sure if I completed them. I might have completed the first one, but I don't think I completed the second one. So the second one's got the underwater bit, as far as I know. And if you jumped wrong or did something wrong, then you would drown. Simple as that, pretty much. But yeah, they were definitely fun, though. That's the thing. Like, it wasn't frustrating that you couldn't do it. Whereas nowadays, I think if I played it, it probably would be, because I'm used to being, you know, not spoon-fed the content, but it's a hell of a lot easier than it was. I mean, nowadays you probably wouldn't get away with some of the games, you know, the difficulty levels in some of the games on the Sega, because people probably wouldn't play it, you know. Like, the normal difficulty on the old Sega games was like hardcore, whatever, on their Gears, you know, that kind of thing. It was insanely difficult. And then the next one up would be insane. You know, it was the difficulty curve, or not difficulty curve, but difficulty level was a lot higher back in the day, you know, before the war and all that. But yeah, I think that's not always a bad thing, but it would be good, like, nowadays, to see some games try and step it up a little bit. I know they have the easy mode and everything, but I think that's taking the skill off of some gamers, you know. I think definitely for me it has, because I went back to Streets of Rage 2. I played it last night even, and I didn't do nowhere near as good as I used to do. I used to be able to do some bosses without even being hit, and now that just seems ridiculous, because they are super hard, some of them. But yeah, I'll keep playing it, hopefully improve again, and you never know, when I get my screen capture device for the Xbox, like a HD PVR or whatever. I might even bring you that, some Streets of Rage gameplay. I think that would be awesome to play that again and actually let you see it. So some of you might not know what Streets of Rage is, you know, slightly younger generation. Haven't played the Sega, you know, your first console was like the PS1 or the PS2 or whatever. You know, bring you some Sega games, because I love the Sega. It was obviously my childhood console, so I'm going to enjoy it, obviously. But yeah, what else? Toy Story, another really random game, which I had a lot of fun with though. Again, I think I completed it once or twice maybe, but yeah, it was insanely difficult again. So, but yeah, you played as Woody, I think, for the most part, and through the storyline of Toy Story 1, pretty much, you know, the areas that they go in Toy Story 1 in the film, you kind of played through. I mean, wasn't exactly the story of the film, but you know, it was close. You went to the same areas, as I said, so you kind of got a feel for the film. I remember one, you got the bit where the little alien things are. It's like an adventure place, and you're hiding under like a Chinese takeaway pot, I think, and you're moving along the floor, and obviously when people come past you got to stay still, and then like you got vending machines that cans are falling out of, so you got to dodge them. It's quite a lot like involved. So yes, that's really good fun, that level. Then other ones you've got like in the bedroom where you got like slingshot between shelves and stuff as Woody. That little thing on his back that he's got that you pull. You use that to like throw and grab onto things and swing across and jump up higher. I mean, it was just a normal platformer, but since it was Toy Story, you know, I enjoyed it a lot more as a child. Which is another game that talk about Lion King as well. At the time, I absolutely loved Lion King, like the films. I watched them all the time when I was younger. So, you know, I had a Simba teddy as well, which I'm still up now, but I don't go to sleep with it every night like I used to. But I still hold on to it, because it's like a childhood memory. Yeah, so, you know, it's things you want to keep hold of like that, so you can remember your childhood and your past. Unless it's bad, obviously, and then you want to forget it. But if it's good, you know, you want to try and remember it as much as you can. So yeah, the Lion King, I mean, again, insanely difficult, but they were hugely fun. It was a platformer again, apart from the one where you're on the ostrich, I think. You had to like run through the desert on an ostrich and press different directions to what moves you wanted to do. Obviously, if you wanted to jump off the ostrich over something, then you pressed up, you know, or duck down, you pressed down, you know. So it's pretty simple, you know, it wasn't the most hard thing in the world, but then you had trees that you jumped into that were full of birds' nests, and you had to jump between those and then get back on the ostrich, or like jump onto, get flinged by a monkey, I think you did, you know, things like that. It was good fun. I mean, it was really difficult to actually like complete that level, but it was good. And you know, for the most part, you were just jumping on trees and rocks, you know, eating flies and stuff, as far as I can remember. But it's just, again, the fact that it was Toy Story that really pulled me into it, because it was something that I was, you know, enjoying at the time, the films and it. It's you know, my memory is not the best, but it's just weird that I can remember things like that, you know, games that I used to play. So obviously my memory only works for stuff like that, because I can't remember, like, you know, barely what I did yesterday, apart from play GTA for 8 hours. But yeah, I can't really remember like that long ago, but games and that, it seems to stick in my mind. I can still remember like a certain match that I've had on like Halo or something, you know, where something's happened, which you know, is quite weird. I can still remember like my first character on WoW, things like that. Some good times I've had on WoW as well, like in the past. I can remember things like that, which you know, it's not a bad thing, because I think most of the stuff that I actually do gaming wise is you know, good. I have good fun, so it's not bad to remember things like that. It's not, you know, it's good that I can remember that. Although sometimes I would like my memory to actually work for relevant things, you know, to my everyday life. But you know, you can't choose what your memory and shit's like, so it's not all bad. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up my talk on retro games. Obviously, if you have a chance to play any of these games, then definitely do so, because they are amazing. Streets of Rage 1 and 2, definitely recommend them to anyone who likes gaming, who likes, you know, a bit of a challenge in gaming, because you know, nowadays you might not get that. But yeah, definitely get Streets of Rage 2 for the Xbox Live Arcade if you can. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye for now.